responsible marketing, youth protection, and creative limits.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for waiting around for the graveyard shift. Our last panelists, we've got two CEOs actually sitting amongst us. This is quite a great honor for us. Morunchi, CEO of Botswana, you'll tell us give us a short intro of who you are. It already says, but go ahead.
Good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Morunchi Kimorale, the acting CEO of the Gambling Authority in Botswana. We regulate both lotteries and gambling platforms. Thank you.
Great. And Obakeng, sir.
Dumelang, ke nna Obakeng Sisiane. I'm the acting chief executive of Free State Gambling, Liquor and Tourism Authority. We regulate gambling, we regulate liquor in our province, and additional to that, we are the entity that is Destination Marketing Organization, where we promote tourism in the province. Ke a leboga.
Okay, awesome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ewuzie Chigozie, and I'm the compliance manager for OneSBet Nigeria.
Thank you very much for that, gentlemen. My name is Lombo Mpande. I'm the moderator for today's panel. And I'm director at BetChats. We are mainly involved in responsible gambling research and consulting. So this is a very interesting topic for me. So I would like to just shoot straight into it, especially since we've got two regulator leaders sitting amongst us today. I think the very first question that we would like to ask from where we're standing is, what are the clearest red lines that regulators are drawing on youth-targeted gambling ads today? And how the operators adapting without losing relevance from where you guys, in your context specifically in Botswana, and then we'll move over to our South African regulator.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, there's a microphone.
Yeah, thank you for, I'm not sure if I'm audible.
Or not?
You can give him your mic.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, awesome.
I think some of the red lines that we need to focus on will be to ensure that there are no influencers whose main audience is the youth. I think that is one of the things that we need to focus on. For instance, in Botswana, you'll note that we are using lots of these social media influencers to amplify our especially responsible gambling messaging, and of course, including our licensing processes as well. But when we choose our influencers, we need to ensure that the influencers that we appoint don't have youth or people below the age of 21 as their target group. And also, we also focus on such actors who do not mostly appear on youth programs. So I think that is one of the focus areas that we do or we take into consideration. Yes. In our jurisdiction. Thank you.
So Obakeng, comparatively speaking, would you say you can relate to the points that Morunchi has made?
Look,
similarly?
adverts, we cannot deny that they are causing harm. However, we should have an ecosystem that works. Obviously, different jurisdictions are using different control mechanisms in relating to that. When we come to us in South Africa, at the present moment, we are aware that we're still in a process of finalizing those regulations relating to the adverts. However, it does not absolve us as regulators and operators to have an ecosystem. We can also include South African Gambling Regulators Foundation to say, how do we ensure that these adverts, for up until these regulations are finalized, they do not cause harm? Obviously, we need to be intentional about it to say, how do we speak about it, time and opportunity? How do we ensure that through education and awareness session, we need to speak to all the stakeholders involved. When we landed Cape Town International, there would be an advert, or all the other airports, even on our roads or on TVs. So it's a multi-stakeholder approach of an ecosystem that should ensure that, yes, we are not saying as regulators advertising should be banned completely, but how do we regulate it in a controlled environment and it does not cause harm, but while ultimately at the end of the day, we're still able to operate within the prescripts. So that is more or less the point that I'm making of the ecosystem and the collaboration to ensure that it does not cause harm to all the role players.
Thank you so much, Obaken, for that. And Chigozi, you can feel the determination on stage by the regulators and how they want to get this right now. And asking you, can operators keep pushing creative marketing like influencers and sports sponsorships whilst truly avoiding appeal to youth? Is there a conflict there as an operator and head of compliance, given the points that the gentlemen have made? Do you think that this is possible?
So I feel the clearest red line is when operators do adverts that appeal more to when operators use imagery, characters, or stars that appeal more to children instead of adults. That's a total red line. So because of this, we've already pivoted from loud adverts, and now we create community values. And that's why today in Nigeria, there's a cup we call 1X Cup. This is a football, this is an amateur football tournament that has over 4,000 players. And in this football tournament, we tell people that, see, that betting is more of entertainment too, and it's not a way of making income, because in Africa, in Nigeria as a whole, I would say that 70% of people that play gambling today, they are playing it in terms of making money and not just for the fun or the entertainment in it.
Understood. And I just want to take it from where you are right now. So can operators, with operators innovating in marketing, using AI verification for age verification, targeted responsible campaigns, how do you think operators are utilizing AI at present in order to protect, in particular, youth gambling?
So I believe that operators should invest more right now on AI-based ad shield that will be able to filter and block any underage people from seeing any gambling adverts or gambling content online. So I believe that we should all invest on that, so that we also not just we also get to know. We also have to get to know the people that we are playing with, and not just that they are not just children, but adults, and that's the people that are above 18 years.
Yeah. And Murunsi, what have you observed in light of AI and these types of tech verifications? What have you observed thus far in Botswana in particular that operators have improved on in terms of player protection and responsible gambling?
Yeah, one of the challenges I think that we are facing, especially with operators, is that they have not fully optimized their adoption, or they have not fully optimized the adoption of the AI. For instance, we are talking of facial recognition. We also want operators to be able to optimize AI to be able to detect or determine even the player patterns, because that will assist us in terms of maybe identifying underage gamblers or problem gamblers, but that is where we are still lagging, and is the conversation where we are currently engaged in with all the regulators. And we are, as a regulator, we at least we have some level of comfort because of the assurance that we continue to get. You see, we don't want to be like the principal that uses handcuffs and all that. We want to facilitate them, but for now we are at a more like a give and take phase. We know our powers, but we are not going to over-exercise our powers as a regulator, but we want the industry to grow and to adopt all the technological advancements that are there that will be able to assist both the players primarily and of course the growth of support the growth of the industry at the same time. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. And Obakeng, you've realized over the past year or two, we've been under tremendous pressure in South Africa, particularly with the numbers of people gambling. And I guess the adoption when it comes to AI is really much a rush against time. What have you observed in recent times, given, are we biting off more than we can chew? What pressures are you facing as a CEO in light of this subject?
Look, I think it should have a balance. We should stick to the basics first to say, how do we ensure that we improve on access control towards the youth in them accessing this online gambling? Obviously, the second point, we would incorporate AI. How are we going to incorporate AI is to ensure that now it comes with an improved version of ensuring that there's constant monitoring between us as regulators and operators to say, if Obakeng under the age wants to enter a site, how do we ensure that we have a system that will communicate to both of us so that we can immediately act? Also, like I said, this topic, the nice thing about it, it would always have an ecosystem to say, how also do we ensure that we go on a campaign between regulators, operators, and the foundation of blocking these illegal sites? Yes, you can block them today. For a lack of a better word, it will be resuscitated tomorrow, but we need to be intentional about it. If it means every month we still keep on blocking these sites, then eventually, probably, the message will go there to say, yes, we've got a tool of AI. Yes, we're still having these basics that we are keeping. Our role as regulator is to ensure that this does not cause harm to the youth. And then the operators also, they will bring their states to say, in terms of how we are operating, we can see that these are the difference. Or how do we ensure that the message is more targeted to adults, or the AI, we use it to create adult content towards responsible gambling. Thank you.
No, noted, definitely. And I think how are you guys, I would say, just from a Botswana and Nigeria as well, how are you guys managing the surge of youth, of advertising on social media in terms of how it reaches the youth, and how are you also managing illegal sites that are ultimately reaching the youth? I think we can start from Chigozi, from in the compliance department. How are you guys necessarily managing social media, advertising to ensure that it's not reaching the youth, but also beyond that, how are you managing curbing illegal sites reaching the youth as well in terms of gimmicks of what you guys have out in the market as a licensed entity?
Okay. I'll come in the aspect of how we advertise right now. Like
Sorry,
before.
Maybe put the mic closer to you.
Okay, like before, normal thing we do is we sign up influencers, we sign up an artist that is popular, and with this, we just hope for the best. But right now, we no longer do all these things. What we do right now is we've shifted from fame to creating community values. And that's why we introduced that 1X Cup, and also we introduced the 1X Balance. And what is 1X Balance is it's actually an educational platform that teaches players on how to play, and not just how to play, and also teaches them that betting is always not for income. And in 2025 alone, 1X Balance got reach of up to 289 people across Africa. And this is strictly on education, and it also has a simple tools that also calculate betting, how to, that calculates how you want to bet and the amount of income you come with and the limit that you can bet. So it's an educational tool for the market.
Yeah, I guess, you know, and effort is better than, yeah. And I guess from Murunzi's side, are you guys coping with establishing good enough technology to curb advertising targeted at youth on social media, as well as curbing illegal gambling sites altogether? How's Botswana looking in terms of those efforts?
Yeah, I think our primary approach is to focus on empowerment through public education and awareness. We believe that informed recipients of any product are much better to handle any challenge that comes. So that is our primary, I will say 80% of our efforts, 80%, and our resources are driven towards, actually deployed towards education and awareness. And our enforcement and the police side of things is the 20%, because we believe that empowering the consumers is more key than trying to be chasing the problem. That is how we are approaching it. But at the same time, we do go the police route, where we become the police. Just recently, we intercepted one of such adverts, and we worked with the police to ensure that corrective measures are taken. So, but primarily we focus on empowering the consumers themselves. And we believe it is working. We continue to conduct regular research work so that we inform our approaches. Thank you.
All right, and I think, guys, in closing, Obakeng, do you, from your observation, have you seen a great improvement or resistance when it comes to responsible marketing and youth protection with the operators that you've dealt with in recent times?
Look, I can't say there hasn't been improvement, but it's a work in progress. Collaboration is important. We cannot do away with how social media influencers, they are there. We cannot wish them away, but we must change the approach to use the very same people who are influencers or who are in a position to influence on social media space. How do we derive value by now conveying a positive message of responsible gambling? That's the only thing that we can do. And also, we must have a consistent message. As a regulator, we must have a consistent messaging towards responsible gambling. The same should go to operators, because ultimately, we license them, and then the punters go to them. So the same message that we should be speaking as regulators, they should be speaking, so that ultimately when there's consistency, you can start seeing improvements or people being cautious of the fact that perhaps it's time that we start acting the part of responsible gambling, because ultimately we need to balance between regulating and the social ills that are out there that causes harm. Based on that, that's what we should do. But there is improvement, and a lot can still be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Obakeng. And I think just last words from Chigozi. How far are you with 1x balance? Can you maybe give us, with 1x balance, can you give us a bit of a preview on that? That speaks to what Obakeng just managed, that operators are actually making an effort. Do you know much about the 1x balance? Okay. Yes, I was saying, could you maybe give us a little bit of insight in terms of the efforts that 1xBet is making in recent times for responsible marketing as well as youth protection?
So in terms of responsible marketing, 1xBet is trying to partner also with not just us, but also we are going to partner with the regulators to reach communities and not just, to reach communities and not just advertising. So we're going to do the one Cup this year again, and our operators are also going to be involved in it.
All right. And that brings us to a close. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on this panel. I am very much positive now in terms of our collaboration going forward in the near future. And thank you to the audience for hearing us out. And yeah, good afternoon.